spoken word titled Almost. It's by Ezekiel Anzu, and he's part of Passion for Christ movement. You can find him on YouTube. And here we go.
One of the most dangerous terms in English diction. If it could be translated into audio, it would sound like from the saxophone of Lisa Simpson. Two words designed and strategically combined to combine the biggest oxymoron in the history of mankind. Almost. But see, as far as the world is concerned, you can live your life foul and almost get away with murder if you have a nice smile. See, you can almost meet folks just to almost sleep around, and you can stop at your local clinic where you almost had a child. But see, almost is no stranger to Satan. Here's proof. He only tells lies when they're almost the truth, and it's amazing.
In our incompleteness, we find complacence. But if almost is one of Lucifer's many traits, then we are inadvertently good at Satan impersonations. But on the contrary, Christ did his job fully, and he proved he was God when he died on the cross like it was his duty. And to pardon my iniquities that I committed rudely,
he resurrected from the grave just to tell death to excuse me. But excuse me, this is your life, and that's something I can't impose on. But your body is God's home, which is the loan to get foreclosed on. See, an almost Christian looks right, but lives wrong. Can't stand the conviction in Romans, so to sit down to be comforted in songs. So, never understood worship, but love to sing songs like I surrender almost. Because it's far too expensive for you to spend your life on something that doesn't appeal to your five senses. See, nowadays, Christianity is like a Louis rag. No functional use, but we just rock because it's stylish. No, not righteous, but right-ish. See, now all God sees is a pile of Ishmaels, but when he intended for Isaacs. And we're moved by how we feel, so we're only saved when we feel like it. So technically, we've never really been saved, but we merely tried it. So no wonder why we're never sold out when we return it after we buy it. Now, let me break it down, because you need to be aware that your life can lack the very standards that need to be there. Because on the final day of judgment, while God's receiving his air, will he say, "Son, well done," or medium rare.
Because even by worldly standards, it'll be highly insane for you to start spending all of your money days before you almost get paid, like parents. Would you really send your kids to a school that's almost safe? And ladies, would you really date a man who thinks he's almost straight?
And this is the very thing about God that we all try to get around. But his standards are like two mountains, no middle ground. So halfway life doesn't profit you, because all the Sunday services, Bible studies, prayer meetings, and everything else that goes between, God will say, "I never knew you."
But that's not even the worst part about living your life as neutral. It's that you're once Arctic, but it's your warmness that's causing him to spew you. And this is the very thing that had me. I was bound and held down by the unforgiving gravity of my spiritual reality. I was a Christian, or at least I portrayed the fantasy, with a filthy personal life, but God bless you, brother. How you doing, sister? Personality. I was a male, enveloped by guilt because I was stamped a sinner.
I said I was a male, enveloped by guilt because I was stamped a sinner.
My message couldn't be received because I didn't represent the sender, yet I was almost delivered. Till one day that I totally, absolutely, and completely surrendered. I took heed to a modern prophet who proclaimed it was time for change. Now I'm no longer bound by sin, point blank, off the chain. You could ask Umar Abdul Muttalib, he'll tell you the same. You don't almost go to jail when you almost blow up a plane, like you don't almost go to hell when you almost get saved. Despise the cross that he was laid, and thus the cost in which he came. Don't worry, I'm almost done. But before I leave this stage, we have all worked in sin, and death was minimum wage.
I said we've all worked in sin, and death was minimum wage. But if it wasn't for Christ, we would have almost got paid.
Thank you.